Hello again, everyone. Age of Dune here, and we're back with another League of Legends Shoutcast. This one is two teams tumbling the Teemo, and all fun till we throw. That would actually be Phreak's team. A lot of you know Phreak. He is, of course, a Shoutcaster himself. You know, a little bit more famous than me. Ha, a little bit. Yeah. Anyway, so I decided to go ahead and cast him. He's streaming tonight, and it's a team game, so honestly, that makes it even better. So I wanted to go ahead, cast that, and see how they end up doing. He's been doing quite a bit tonight. I did watch a couple games of his. He's been doing pretty well. So we'll have to see what ends up happening. Do a little bit of a turnaround here and get our Phreak on. Alright, so up in the top lane, we're going to have Aatrox, played by Lover Souljoule. He's going to be against the Jax, played by Alaric Ventress. Mid lane, we've got LeBlanc, played by ZJ, and he's going to be against the Syndra, played by GSG Mizu. Down in the bot lane, we've got Ezreal, played by, I'm guessing that's an I, Miro I, and he's going to be against the Tristana, played by Phreak, the evil pun-making demon spawn. Honestly, I like Phreak. He's a great caster. I really do think so. The supports, from the looks of it, that is a support Soraka, right? Yes. We're going to have support Soraka, interestingly, played by TMT Laurent, versus Ugu, playing Morgana. There we go. They're heading up there to get that leash on. Actually, he's heading up there. Oh, says, get your butt over here. I actually did see that on the stream, and he's like, guys, leash, come on now. So, they did. Alright. And, yeah, these guys are getting the red for them. Oh, man. Aatrox is stealing red over here. That is surprising. And that actually threw them off quite a bit. Because I know... Yeah, in the game, they, on the stream, I did see that they didn't know about this. So, that's pretty cool. Okay, there we go. Nocturne comes in right now and sees Aatrox and says, hey, no, that's not okay. Gets that off, but Aatrox is going to get out of this. Yeah, I actually saw on the stream that Jack said, oh, he started with the blue because the Aatrox isn't here yet. Oh, nice. Already stuff happening down here. So we'll come back to that conversation in a moment. We're going to check out the LeBlanc Syndra action. Oh, Syndra started to come up to go in on that, and LeBlanc capitalized on it when she came back, did quite a bit of damage. And, oh, got the stun and flash. Silence, not enough to finish the Syndra off, though. So that is a flash down for both, yes? Yes, both have flash down. Only one has ignite down, however. And then down bottom, we had another engagement go on. Tristana and Morgana going in on the Rocket, taking her down from the looks of it. Oh, there we go. Rocket decided to get a little bit too far forward, and Phreak jumped in, put that ignite, or, you know, the debuff onto her. Oh, is he going to die, though? He does go down to the Ezreal. The Dark Binding misses the Ezreal, so Morgana's doing her best to finish the Ezreal off. Yes, she does manage to do it. So that is a double kill for Morgana. No kill for Phreak, though. Sorry, Phreak. But on the plus side for him, he's 5 CS above Ezreal, so, you know, that's always nice. But yeah, as I was saying before, the Jax stated over their event, he's like, yeah, Aatrox isn't here yet, so he was down there helping with blue, so he started with blue buff. No, that wasn't the reason at all. So, that ended up being a bit of a surprise for Phreak, I'd say. And unfortunately for Phreak, he's only level 3 now. In comes the gank onto Jax here. Jax does get the stun ready, manages to stun the Aatrox under tower. There goes the passive. He's not going to go down, though. Unless, oh, the ignite comes out. In goes the Xin Zhao, manages to finish off the Jax, and Aatrox is actually going to get out of this. I think that was a flash from Phreak. It was a flash from Phreak, and he actually didn't get anything out of it. So that's more than a little unfortunate. I think he was hoping to go ahead and finish off the Aatrox, but it did not end up happening. And that is not Phreak, that is Nocturne, that is Cheeto Pirate. I think I mentioned these guys, Gun River and Cheeto Pirate. Gun River is Xin Zhao, and Cheeto Pirate is the Nocturne. Decent amount of damage going in there on Phreak, forcing him to go back, and that's definitely going to allow Ezreal to narrow this lead. We've got another gank coming in here on Syndra. Syndra got pretty low. Didn't really get off a full gank, though. He did try. Alright, Phreak and Ugu heading down bottom. Ugu. And it looks like Cheeto Pirate coming in for the gank on the ZJ. Will this end up happening? I don't know. ZJ is being very cautious about staying away. The stun misses, unfortunately. Oh, the slow, though, and in went ZJ onto that. There went her distortion. In comes the Nocturne. Not going to happen, though, because, hey, look, there's a Xin Zhao, and Xin Zhao is also level 4. I mean, Cinder can't get too far up, because obviously Xin Zhao would just completely destroy her. She's pretty low. He's still hanging around. It looks like he's heading away now. And this could end up being something here because these guys are both pretty low. If either one has something happen... Oh, in comes the gank again from Xin Zhao. Syndra setting up the ball. Manages to go ahead and stun the Xin Zhao. So even if he had continued, he would not have been able to finish her off. We've got Aatrox keeping the Jax pressed under tower. Actually taking tower shots there, though. Not so good. And it looks like Phreak is getting hit up pretty bad down here. Not sure what's going on there. Soraka Star Call coming down. Oh, the Dark Binding lands on the edge of there. Phreak doing a little bit of damage there. But the heal from Naraka means that that's not even going to matter. And Trist was forced to go ahead and rocket jump out of that because otherwise he would have had a really bad time. And we may be seeing something setting up for a bit of a tower dive here. Oh, another Dark Binding lands on Naraka as well as that... Was that a flash? No, that wasn't a flash. As well as that heal debuff on Naraka. And she's going to be fine, though. Xin Zhao came back, allowed them to push this forward. I don't think we're going to see a dive because he did indeed end up backing off. And we do have a gank coming in here from Cheeto Pirate onto the Aatrox. Aatrox forced to back off here, but he says, no, I'm going to go for Jax. Jax is hanging around. There we go. The Q from Nocturne does actually land, so if he can get onto that, he can get sped up. But I don't think it's going to matter. He is not going to be able to do this. Nice spell shield, though, eats the slow. And we had a little bit more action here, mid and bottom at the same time. So we'll go check out that down bottom. Fake LeBlanc doing a little bit of nothing. And all right, we'll check out down there in a moment. Oh, the stun does not make it. And that jump in there from the LeBlanc was able to go and finish that off. And let's see what happens there. Oh, another Dark Binding lands on Naraka, and of course that would be what it is. Phreak jumps in, gets one more auto attack off. Ezreal's doing what he can. Spell shield from Morgana not really going to help because oh, the Dark Binding will though. Phreak jumps out of there, and it looks like these guys are actually going to escape that. Yeah, the spell shield obviously wasn't going to help at all, but the Dark Binding landing on that guy, that was pretty much exactly what he needed. Oh, in comes the Nocturne for another gank. Aatrox flashes out. Not going to be going down. He was able to go ahead and finish off that Jax before Nocturne could really do anything at all. Nocturne's getting pretty close to 6, though. So that's when we start seeing the really strong ganks coming in from Nocturne. Kind of surprised to see Nocturne going for the ganks, really. Because, honestly, Nocturne is one of those that you see build Feral Flare a lot. And when you've got somebody building Feral Flare, a lot of times you're not going to see this many ganks. So I'm very surprised to see this. If we look at his farm here, he's at what, 36? So actually, that's pretty decent, really. So that's not too bad. If we look at the farm for everybody else, LeBlanc is understandably ahead of Cinder. She has punched her back once, a couple times actually, and one of those times was in death. Phreak and Miro here, they are tied for CS. Well, Miro's a little ahead, but actually no, they're tied. Yeah, they're tied for CS. Obviously, the support does not really matter too much in the way of CS. Jungles, the Nocturne's actually a little bit ahead of Xin Zhao, but Xin Zhao does have that kill. So that obviously gave him... Actually, they both got Wriggles at the same time. So if we look at the stacks there, that is 7 stacks there for Nocturne, and 9 stacks for Xin Zhao. So Xin Zhao is actually a little closer to Feral Flare than is Nocturne. And a lot of that is because Nocturne has had to run top so many times, I think. I mean, it's a very small difference. But, you know, it's still a difference. Out comes the Binding, does not land this time. And we've got a bit of an engagement down here. Ulti comes out, not going to be able to finish off the LeBlanc. Not quite enough balls for you, Syndra. Sorry. And fake LeBlanc coming up, going to go down to that. Not really going to matter. And another kill there by Aatrox onto Jax. Jax was a little bit too far forward, took a, what is that, E? Yep, E, and down, Aatrox just went all for that. Put the Ignite on, he's going to go down with his passive, but Jax went down to the Ignite in the meantime. Aatrox takes a single shower shot, but it's a little too late for that. But Nocturne is 6. He's getting in range now Are we about to see the death of the Aatrox? Nope. Nocturne's just going to go ahead and chill. And the wing means that something was happening with Syndra. She's actually pretty low here. So, I mean, she did force LeBlanc back. LeBlanc did not go back. LeBlanc flashed in, landed the silence there, going in, doing a lot of damage. Down goes the Syndra to the Ignite. And that is another kill there for LeBlanc. Definitely a dangerous champion. I like the flash distortion in there. Just going to go ahead and land a lot of damage really fast. Follow it up immediately by that Ignite, making sure that, you know, it just continues with the damage even after she gets out of that. And she was able to escape with no problem. That's one thing that's really hard, I would imagine, about playing Syndra into LeBlanc. LeBlanc has so much mobility in that distortion. You go ahead and put down a ball, she jumps away. She doesn't care. You try to stun her? Nope, distortion. So it's going to be a really nasty lane there for Syndra. And we've already seen that it has indeed been a nasty lane for Syndra. And honestly, top as well. But on the plus side, Jax, massive late game carry. Tristana, massive late game carry. Syndra does pretty good late game, as does LeBlanc, but I mean, there's a lot of really late game carries on this red team, and the blue team not so strong in the late game. Oh, got an engage going up here. Jax does land the stun, so he's gonna get out of it, but he was still forced to go ahead and run away. He's having some definite problems down there. Oh, got a gank coming in here. We'll rewind that for a little bit. There's the healing debuff. Not going to matter too much. Soraka's just going to go... Oh, jumping in from Tristana. Punts him against the wall there. And in comes the Xin Zhao. Down goes Phreak. In goes Nocturne. Gonna go ahead and finish off the Raka though. So that's a 1-for-1 right now. Ezreal's getting low. Nocturne's getting low. In goes the Xin Zhao for the kill onto Nocturne. Morgana is the only survivor on the red team here. Nice gank there by Xin Zhao coming in. And not quite enough there by the Nocturne to go ahead and finish this off. Oh, the Dark Binding lands, but unfortunately she's not in range to go ahead and put down the Tormented Soil, so she's not going to be able to kill Ezreal. Had it not been for that range difference, she actually would have. And we have actually got Syndra chasing down the LeBlanc, not able to finish her off, and Xin Zhao's coming up to close off the gap, but it's not going to end up happening. Aatrox still bullying the heck out of Jax. Look at the CS, though. Yeah, it's a 20 CS difference. Not really all that surprising. Aatrox is a pretty nasty one early game, especially given that he's already 2-0-1. I mean, that early gank there, that definitely helped him a lot. Oh, the stun lands, and that is a dead LeBlanc. No, it's not. The Soraka heal followed by the Xin Zhao follow-through means that is not a dead LeBlanc. Very, very nice awareness there by Laurent, making sure that that LeBlanc stayed alive, just baiting the heck out of that Syndra. And I mean, there's completely unexpected by Syndra. She landed the stun. She thought for sure that LeBlanc was dead. And then all of a sudden LeBlanc saying, haha, yeah, I have more health than I did when you stunned me. So, very nice play there by the Raka. It does mean that her ult is on cooldown, and she's actually taking a lot of damage. Out comes the Morgana ulti. Soraka goes down. Indeed she does. And that means that Ezreal is now versus 2 here. But Xin Zhao is hanging around the wings, possibly coming in for a gank. Nocturne's headed top to go ahead and defend that tower. In goes the Dark Binding, lands onto Xin Zhao there, and that is another escape there. But Morgana's getting low, was forced to flash out, but she did indeed escape. So that is not a kill there for them. I definitely say Syndra needs to play a bit cautious here. She's definitely having a bit of a hard time here. She's currently 0-3-0, and that's definitely not a good sign. Landed the stun there, but took a lot of damage from LeBlanc. In goes the LeBlanc again, lands the chain onto a minion, I believe. And nothing too big gonna happen there. Yeah, that's the really hard thing. I mean, they both really have the skill shots to land their stuns, but Syndra's is a lot harder to land on LeBlanc than LeBlanc's is to land on Syndra. I mean, they both have about the same speed, but Syndra does not have anywhere near the same mobility as LeBlanc. LeBlanc can just jump, and she's gonna be fine. Oh, in she goes, indeed. Misses that, thanks to the dodge there by the Syndra, but she lands it on the second cast, thanks to the R. Syndra getting low, she's gonna go down, though. And Nocturne is around, but he's not gonna be able to finish this off, he knows. Jax is headed down, but that is going to be a LeBlanc that is indeed escaping. Looks like Xin Zhao's hanging around for something. I don't know if he's wanting to invade this or what, but looks like he decided against it either way. Down bottom, looks like Phreak and Ugu are actually doing a bit of bullying here. Nice Dark Binding again onto that Raka. That may be a dead Raka again. No, she heals herself up. She's going to be fine. Nice jump out there by Phreak, making sure that he stays alive out of that Ezreal ulti. But unfortunately, Morgana was not able to say the same, and she ended up going down. So now Phreak's going to have to be very careful, because they might be able to turret dive this, but at the same time, Raka's not exactly known as a tanky person, and if they do, there was a Nocturne just hanging around there ready. Had they turret dove, that would not have gone well for them at all. But on the plus side for the blue team, Timu. Really? Is that Timu? Yeah, that's Timu. Okay, anyway, they did get the first tower of the game. So that's great for them. And now they're setting up for the dragon here. Nocturne did put down a ward, but is getting destroyed there by Timu. And I don't really think there's much that the purple team can do to stop this. I think they're going to have to give up this dragon. So that is going to be a dragon and a tower there for the purple team, or for the blue team. And unfortunately, nothing to really make it worth it there for the red team. Soraka was able to push it to the tower again. And unfortunately for him, I mean, there was really... Tristana, by the way, not Soraka. Was able to push that to the tower. Unfortunately, though, it did not take it down. And Aatrox got another kill up here onto Jax. His ult, or his passive, is up. And he actually did a lot of damage to that E now. In comes the Cinder, lands the stun. Jax goes in, continues with the stun. And Aatrox just jumps in, uses that flash to land over there. His ulti is popped. And there we go. There goes a little bit of damage there. It's actually surprisingly little, but still able to finish him off. I'm kind of surprised by how little that ulti did, and that opened up mid lane for yet another tower here for Timu. Yeah, down it goes. They're going into the Nocturne. Nocturne melts instantly. So that is, unfortunately for them, another death, and things are not looking too good for the Phreak team. Not looking too good at all. On the plus side, though, I mean, like I said, they do have the late game carries. If they can make it to late game, they may yet end up coming back from this. And bot lane has been doing pretty well. They're still pretty much even with the enemy AD carry, though. So, I mean, they're not really having this huge lead or anything. And it looks like a LeBlanc is coming around here for a bit of an invade. Dark Binding misses. In goes LeBlanc onto the Morgana, but she gets caught out by Jax. Forced to flash away. Not going to go down. And now these guys are somewhat on the run here. Dark Binding lands onto Ezreal. And gonna go ahead and put him on the puddle. In goes the Jax. Does a little bit of damage to Ezreal. But I don't think he's gonna go down unless Jax can land a stun, which I highly doubt. And I think they're gonna go ahead and fall back. Nice dodge of the Dark Binding there. Oh, the stun does land, and that may be a dead Ezreal. Yes, it is. Down he goes to Tristana. In goes Morgana, going in on the Soraka. In goes the Tristana as well. Nice trading there. Unfortunately, Jax is gonna not die. Good. And Phreak jumps out. Nice. And lands that heal while he's midair to go ahead and survive. So this may finally be the answer for their towers. No, it's actually not. They're all forced to back off. They're all low except for Nocturne. And yeah, there was a LeBlanc and Xin Zhao on the way again. And we already saw what happens to Nocturne when those two go at him. And in the meantime, I mean, that gave the Aatrox yet again free roam to go ahead and get this tower. I don't know for sure it's going to die, but he's definitely getting a lot of it. The stun comes out from Cinder, the slow as well. He jumps over the wall, and Cinder's trying her best to go ahead and get him. He slows her down. She passes another ball on him. In goes the Jax, jumps over that wall. The stun comes out. There's the slow again from the Syndra. They're trying to get this. Xin Zhao's coming up. The stun comes out. He goes down to the Syndra. In goes the Xin Zhao. In goes the Nocturne, though. And the fear comes out. It does land. There's the fear. Xin Zhao's trying his best to get away from this. I don't think it's going to happen. He's going to go down. Going to try to take down the Jax, but it does not end up happening. And the LeBlanc tried to scare them off. Not going to happen, though. That kill goes to the Nocturne. And that may be the thing they needed to turn this game around. If we look at the gold totals now, it's only a 7k difference. So, yeah, that was definitely something huge. LeBlanc heading down to possibly go for a gank. Picked up by the ward, though, so these guys immediately start falling back. And she's forced to go ahead and head back to the mid lane. I want to take a look at the stacks here. We've got 22 stacks on Nocturne versus 16 on Xin. Xin has really fallen off of his farming here. But bot lane, things are turning around for the blue team's favor this time. Again, they go in, lots of damage going in there on Phreak. Phreak's actually doing a lot of damage too. Oh, Dark Binding hits a minion. Unfortunately for them, out comes the ulti from Ezreal. Morgana forced to run. Out comes that heal there from the Soraka. Oh, nice binding there under the tower. Not going to matter too much though. Phreak escapes. Unfortunately, Ugu does not. And that's going to be another tower there for the blue team. Phreak forced to run away because otherwise that Q definitely would have hit him. Got Cinder chasing down a LeBlanc again. LeBlanc's going to be fine, though. She's got so much mobility. She's going to get out of that. Phreak's going to escape as well. Oh, picked up on this ward, though. Careful, careful, Phreak. On the plus side for him, he knows that Ezreal does not have ulti at the moment. So he knows he's pretty much safe on that respect. But in goes the Ezreal going in, chasing away the Nocturne. Is Nocturne going to get this? No, it goes to Ezreal. So that is the denial there of his stack. And he does land the Q there onto the Soraka, though. He's going to try to chase her down. Out comes the Fear. In goes the Jax as well. Xin Zhao's there to counter. In goes Cinder. Does not manage to land the stun. The flash comes out there from Soraka. Aatrox takes down a turret, but Tristana takes down Ezreal. The Syndra is able to finish off the Xin Zhao. And in goes Tristana onto that Soraka. Takes her down and then jumps away to safety. Syndra's trying to finish off the LeBlanc. Gonna go down, though. Yes, she does indeed end up going down. And that ends up casting it a little bit back. Or, making it not too bad there for the blue team, but they definitely came out way behind anyway. And now, Nocturne and Jax are both back up here to react there to the Aatrox counter push, which was very effective. He got a tower out of it. But again, they're keeping that gold total pretty darn close here. So vision-wise, blue team has a huge lead. Gold-wise, not so much. But I mean, gold-wise is actually less important than vision-wise. But again, that Feral Flare coming up here for Nocturne is actually going to happen right now. We're about to see it change over. There we go. There's that Feral Flare. Right? Does it actually require... I guess it requires... No, there it is. Okay. I don't know why it takes a little while, but it is indeed Feral Flare now. So, he will... And ponies. Yes. Monsters, champions, and ponies. Okay, so there's his first stack of Feral Flare, where Xin Zhao still sitting around 18 stacks working on Feral Flare. So that's definitely giving Nocturne a pretty huge lead here. And Xin Zhao yet again roaming around instead of farming that jungle, so that's going to delay his Feral Flare even more. So one thing about it, if you've got a Feral Flare jungler, you need to be farming that jungle. In goes the Nocturne onto Ezreal. Ezreal flashes out. Out comes the Morgana ulti. Gonna stun him. No, he is going to get out of that thanks to that Raka and Xin Zhao. LeBlanc's on her way down, but this is a 4-man push here. She may be able to delete Morgana. In she goes, trying to take her down. Manages to silence the Cinder. Cinder getting really low. Xin Zhao goes in. Oh, the Ezreal ulti finishes her off. Phreak jumps out, and Xin Zhao's getting really low. Nocturne trying his best to get away. He is going to get away. No, he's going to die. He's going to die. I thought he was going to get away. Thanks to that heal there from Phreak. It was not enough to secure it, though. Nocturne goes down to the LeBlanc. And yet again, we've got Aatrox just continuing to do the split push thing. Jax, though, he's got Randuin's Omen. He's actually not building Trinity Force, which is kind of surprising. Tons of damage, tons of damage, tons of damage. Maybe later. Right now, he's going tons of tanky. He really needs the tons of tanky. And this is going to be another tower there for the blue team. So that is 5 towers for the blue team, 0 towers as of right now for the red team. So this is definitely not looking too good for this team. That is another dragon as well. Gold total has now been widened to almost 3k here. Well, let's just 2.3k. 2.2? Yeah, 2.2k. Wait, no. No, my math is wrong. I am way off on math. Anyway. 3 point... You know what? I'm just going to stop. I just need to stop. I can math usually, but right now I'm just not able to math. So anyway, the gold gap has definitely widened. The red team's going to try to take down this tower to close that gap some. I think they're going to be able to get this, though. Ezreal's here to try to stop it, but I don't think he's going to be able to. He's got ulti, so he may be able to clear out these minions. And actually, it looks like red team's not going for the objective here. And they are actually... Oh, never mind. Tristana's here. Down goes the tower. Tristana is such a tower pusher. And they're going in on the Ezreal. Jumps... Oh, never mind. Tristana jumped in, but unfortunately Ezreal just did too much damage, and that's going to be a dead Morgana as well. Tries to flash to get to Jax. Jax is coming in. Probably going to be able to take down the Ezreal. The silence comes out there. There we go. He's jumping in. Oh, the stun, though, does not go down. Jumps in. In goes the Nocturne as well. Ezreal flashes out. He's going to be able to get out of that. Yes, he is, thanks to that Soraka heal. And in the meantime, Syndra and LeBlanc doing it again. They both just trade 1 for 1 there. Xin Zhao tried to save. Did not end up happening. And yet again, Aatrox is doing the split push thing. Yep. Split pushing. Alright. So that is finally a tower answer there by the red team. Definitely a good sign for them. They've got to continue it on now because they really do need that. Ooh, Soraka in a dangerous position here, but it may end up bait. No, there was no bait. And Jax is now going for the Aatrox here, who's going for that tower. Almost got it. And, oh, the stun goes off even though the jump landed. And there we go. It's going to be a duel versus them. And honestly, Jax is coming out pretty decently in there, but Aatrox has his ulti. So, I mean, not his ulti, his passive. So, in the long run, Jax would have come out behind. Jax still does not have Blade of the Ruined King. After getting Blade of the Ruined King, I think he might be able to take Aatrox, but I'm not really sure. I mean, Aatrox has a Blade of the Ruined King himself, and he'll probably go buy an item to counter Jax. So, it's definitely possible that it won't happen. Oh, Cheeto Pirate, you need that. Oh no, it's going to go to Xin Zhao, so that is another stack there. Definitely unfortunate. And these guys, oh, no, still went to the Xin Zhao. And it looks like they're going for this tower. They're probably going to end up getting it too. Yeah, it goes down almost instantly. LeBlanc deleting Phreak almost. In comes the Ezreal ulti. Nice flash there from Phreak, keeping him alive. The Dark Binding lands onto Xin Zhao. Not going to be able to do too much though. And no deaths, but that was another tower there in the favor of the blue team. So, yeah. Just continuing to widen that gold lead. It's around 5k at the moment. And the blue team's going to go ahead and go buy items to go ahead and make use of that gold lead. We see here, this is a huge part of the gold lead right here. That is a huge difference in CS. And honestly, I can't even blame Jax too much. It's a nasty lane. And he was completely shut down for a lot of it. So I can't really say I blame him overly much for having this huge gold deficit, or the CS deficit, because the Aatrox has just been destroying him. There is a ward there from Tristana, nicely placed, just as the ping went out from the blue team onto Baron here. And will we actually see a blue team going for Baron? No, it doesn't look like it. Blue team's actually saying, hey, we need to defend this. But honestly, the red team doesn't really seem to be doing much at all. They're going for a gank on Aatrox here. Tristana's coming in and does manage the dot, but of course Aatrox has a nice escape, was able to get out of that with no problem. In comes Xin Zhao, gonna go in on Jax. Jax jumps away though, and Phreak punts the Xin Zhao back up against the wall. Sorry about that. And yeah, these guys are just gonna go ahead and back off now. Nocturne and Morgana were both on their way up there to go help, but it was not actually necessary, and Syndra just deleted LeBlanc apparently. So that is a great sign for them. Every other time it's been either the reverse or a 1-for-1 trade. So there we go. Syndra was hiding out over there, lands that stun immediately, and the ulti was just able to go ahead and finish her off there. Not bad at all. Very nicely played there. Indeed. And now the blue team says, we need to defend this now. Phreak is way back there, so he's not going to be able to do too much to this tower. And the question is, will we see the red team go ahead and do this, or are they going to wait for the next minion wave? In goes the Aatrox right into the middle of them. The Morgana stun lands, and the fear as well. In comes Tristana now, and Aatrox is getting low. The stun comes out from Syndra. Aatrox is... oh, Xin Zhao goes down. Aatrox passive is popped. The Ezreal is forcing them back, but that is currently a 1-for-0 there, and the red team is successfully disengaging here. They're going to get out of this, and that's definitely not a good sign there for the blue team. On the plus side for the blue team, that is 3 low members of the red team, but they're not going to push, so that's not really going to be much of a plus side in the end anyway. But had they been able to push, they might have been able to get some damage onto this tower. I don't think they definitely would have been able to take it down, though. So honestly, I don't know that it would have really mattered anyway. Red buff going to go to Ezreal down here. Tristana coming up to do something. Apparently go get golems. That makes sense. And let's take the stacks now. I'm just kind of enjoying seeing this. 6 stacks there for Nocturne. 20. Xin Zhao still does not have Feral Flare. definitely needs to work on that. Oh, now he's going to successfully go back. And there we go. Jack's finally trying to catch up on his farm. Oh, in goes the Aatrox. Not so good. Punt back from the Tristana there, and that is a dead Aatrox. He should not have re-engaged onto the Jax there. That was definitely a bad thing. And now, Morgana and Cinder were down here going in on the tower, and this is a dead tower. And that has closed the gold gap quite a bit. It's around 3K now. The blue team did get the dragon, which put it back up to about 4K. So I guess it's not too bad on their part. But Tristana and Jax finished off another tower. Ezreal almost melted there, but he did manage to go ahead and finish off Cinder before melting. And he didn't even die. So that is a kill for nothing there. But they did lose this top tower. And that is now 3-6 there on towers. And the gold totals are back to 4K. Different. So we're definitely seeing the comeback there, at least somewhat, from the red team, as their late game carries are really starting to kick in here. We've got Tristana, who has Infinity Edge and Phantom Dancer, working on, my guess would be that Last Whisper to go ahead and get that armor pen. And of course Jax has Rin. Well, actually Jax doesn't have much more than he does the last time I looked. Interesting. I guess he really hadn't gotten too much CS though, so I can't say I blame him too much. He's getting that CS now, trying to get it anyway. Blue team going for Baron, which is an interesting call there. It is picked up by that ward. Aatrox and LeBlanc are both there to ward them away. Ooh, Phreak jumps out. He's gonna escape this. Forced to jump out there by the LeBlanc. And LeBlanc is just zoning this team. In goes the Morgana to put that ward down. The question is, will the blue team... In goes the Nocturne. Oh, it goes to Xin Zhao. In the meantime, looks like Cinder was able to delete Aatrox. And unfortunately, there was not a Baron steal there by Nocturne. It went to Xin Zhao instead. Oh, the Ezreal ulti takes down the Cinder there. And we've got the red team on the defensive there. Nice Dark Binding lands onto the LeBlanc. And we do have the blue team grouping up for a push here. Jax looks like he's going to go ahead and head back. No, he's changed his mind. I cannot say I blame him. LeBlanc doing a lot of damage there tomorrow. Actually missed her stun ability there, so it's not going to end up doing as much. Dark Binding doesn't really hit on much. The Tormented Soil comes out there. In goes the Jax. Going to go ahead and land the stun there on multiple people. Forces the LeBlanc to go ahead and Distortion out of this. And Dark Binding misses again. But that is one wave clear, and the tower's not yet dead. Syndra's coming back up soon. Nocturne's up now. And blue team still has Baron buff. So, I mean, there's still definitely a force to be reckoned with. And, of course, they still have that now 6K gold lead. So, I mean, they're definitely in the lead. Although the red team has really started to pull it together in the last little bit. Xin Zhao finally has his Feral Flare. He's at 3 stacks versus Nocturne's 10. So, I'm glad to finally see that. The reason why I harp on it so much is because, you know, it happened to me. So I know exactly how painful that is. Oh, engagement there. Down goes the Cinder to that Ezreal ulti. Very nice by them. The Jax stun almost managed to save her, but that Ezreal ulti meant no, there was no saving there. And now the red team is yet again on the defensive at this tower. And unfortunately, their massive... They're pretty much big-time wave clearer. Syndra is gone. So it's going to be really hard to go ahead and clear out this next wave of 3 minions? Oh, never mind. In goes the Jax. Lands the stun there. Minions are all dying. LeBlanc finishes off the Jax. Xin Zhao does finish off that tower. Ezreal's able to take down the Nocturne. This may be GG. There we go. Down goes the inhibitor. And looks like... Are they going to back off or are they going to keep pushing? I think they're probably going to keep pushing, get one tower, and then go top would be my guess. In comes the Cinder there, lands that stun. Out comes the Soraka ulti there to go ahead and keep them all healed. Aatrox goes down to the towers, and Xin Zhao getting really low as well. The heal from Soraka keeping him alive. This tower's going down. And it looks like the blue team's going to go ahead and back off here. And like I said, head top to go get that tower. Yeah, blue team is. Phreak's going to try to stop that. Manages to go ahead and take down the LeBlanc, but he dies in the process. So that was definitely not a good thing for them. They did manage to defend this inhibitor, but honestly that wasn't really in jeopardy to begin with. Lots of CS going to Morgana, but yeah, not so good sign. The Jax still seems to have about what he had last time. And he does now have Phage. So I guess he's working on Triforce before finishing off the Blade of the Ruined King. But I mean, still, it seems like his items aren't going up much at all. He's at 155 CS when the last time I commented down here, he was at 145. So he's gained 10 CS since then. So that's like one wave. Kind of surprised by that. Because, I mean, I thought he was getting a lot of CS down there on bottom, but I guess I just misread that. He's definitely having a problem with the CS this game. These guys are tied. Ezreal's a little ahead of Tristana. They're actually 15 ahead, which is not too terrible. Morgana and Soraka, they don't really matter all that much. And then, of course, the CS is in the lead for Nocturne for the red team. But that is a huge deficit right there. Jack's being forced to go back. He's at 160 CS now. Question is, will he get any of this CS or not? How much is he sitting on right now? He's sitting on 1,300. So I'm not sure. I'm guessing he's building for that. He didn't get much out of that. He got 2 CS. I'm guessing he's building for that tons of damage. But I don't know if it's going to happen. He gets hit there, but does land the stun there onto Xin-Zhao. Xin-Zhao's getting really low, gets stunned again by Cinder. Is he going to go down to Jax? No, the Soraka ulti. Oh, and he still goes down. And now Jax is going to try to escape this. He's getting low. He jumps away. He is going to escape it. No, it goes the Aatrox. Ezreal was able to finish off Syndra, and Aatrox was able to go ahead and get the Jax, like I said. But Nocturne was able to go ahead and get LeBlanc, and that was a 2-for-2 total. Dark Binding lands on Ezreal. Morgana, you've got to watch out. She's going to go down, and that was really not so good. That's probably going to be GG now. Yeah, down goes Phreak. Does manage to finish off Soraka, but that's their support. They still have Aatrox and Ezreal. I do believe this is going to be GG. So, blue team avenged that. The game before this, the red team actually won. So, the blue team got their vengeance this game. Very nicely played there by both teams, though. It was enjoyable to watch. I hope you guys enjoyed it, seeing Phreak playing. And I will see you guys next time. Have a good night. Bye.